The more garments you make, the wider your technique library would actually become. You know, try it out. If it doesn't work, if you don't nail it on the first try again. Don't just stop on that first trial because you did not get it perfectly. What's up, K-Divas, and welcome back to the channel. This week, this is another episode of our fashion business series where I share tricks, tips, and ways to help you improve on sewing, how to hack through starting and running a business if you are an independent fashion designer like I am, and any other relevant information that I learned along the way of growing my fashion brand. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing tips to help you either get into sewing or improve your confidence as you are developing your sewing skills. Now these are things I've done that have helped me, things I've read from books, things I've seen online, and I just thought it was, nice to make a video that you could just watch, take down notes, and even share with someone who you think would find it useful. Now, if you want to see this or hear my tips, make sure to keep on watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Share it to anyone that you think will find it inspiring to watch, and let's get into the video. Now, I'm gonna pull you guys closer so we can get up close and personal. I have a total of 5 tips in this video, and these are things that I have done personally and I found to be very, very helpful. The first one is practice. I would say because sewing or fashion design, whether you are making the clothes or doing sketches, is a practical skill. Like any practical skill, I say practice would be your best bet. Whether you went to fashion school, whether you are self-taught, the more you repeat something, the more mistakes you make, the more you learn from them, the better you get. Like, there is no way you can wing sewing and having good finishing. You just have to keep practicing and practicing. This is what I tell people whenever they ask me, how can I improve my finishing? How can I make more challenging garments? I'm like, sis, you just need to practice. And even if the garment that you're making is scary or you don't get it right the first time, where you are right now is not where you were last year, and the fact that you've come and made progress this far is what matters. So practice. You don't even have to use expensive fabric. You can buy really cheap cotton, really cheap calico, really cheap jersey, and try out styles of garments that you are curious about or you want to eventually be comfortable making. Just try them out. Make only half of the garment if you don't even want to waste a lot of fabric, but just see how it works, because the more garments you make, the wider your technique library would actually become, the more you understand different ways of joining garments together, different finishing, how to work with different types of fabrics. So practice and more practice. Now, tip number 2 is to challenge yourself. I am a huge fan of trying things outside of my comfort zone, because that is where you grow. If you don't try out something you've never done before, you don't even know if you'll be any good at it. So maybe it's making the corset, or trying bridal wear, or trying tailoring, or like lingerie. There might be a particular area that you haven't done before, is a little bit scary for you, but challenging yourself and just taking on the task, trying it and see how you feel about it. You might actually try it and realize that you actually prefer to work, with a particular style of fabric that you've never even touched. Or you might try out corsetry and realize actually it's not that bad. It's not as scary as it was in my head. You might try tailoring and realize, I think I actually would prefer to stick to this area of fashion design rather than just doing a little bit of everything and not really knowing what part of fashion you want to focus on, or what style of garments that you're actually comfortable making. If you feel like you don't know where to start, I would say YouTube, Pinterest. Those are like my 2 favorite places to search for information. This will bring me to tip number 3. I would say the internet is filled up with so much information that can help you brush up your skill, help you research a topic or a garment style that you've never tried before. And until you actually start researching, checking, trying, reading, you don't know how much information is out there. So I'm happy to announce that the Kim Dave course is now live. It is on this website here. I'm going to leave the link on the screen, and in the description box down below. And the way I have structured the course is in chapters, like you're reading a book. So in chapter 1 is very like fundamental information, definitions, tools, how to sew a straight stitch, a curved seam, like things that often we don't really think about, and they are really important because once you get the foundation right, you can build on top of that and you have like a solid knowledge. So in chapter 1 is all like the fundamental stuff. In chapter 2, I take you guys through making all the basic pattern blocks. So from your pattern, but your basic bodice, basic sleeve, basic skirt, basic trouser, and then I also share how to make a shift dress from scratch. Now future chapters are going to be based on what you guys would like me to add to the course. So if you go through the online course, let me know your feedback, because I think it would be the best way to actually grow the course in the future. So chapter 3 would be based on an area or based on a garment that collectively we all decide on. Now the course is up and available. I'm going to leave the link down below. It is structured in such a way that you can join from anywhere in the world. You can save your progress today, come back tomorrow, and it will be saved on the website. You have lifetime access once you buy the course, so you know you don't have to like email me to ask for like login attempts or passwords. No, once you have access to the course, you have access for life. And then with future courses, those would be like separate projects that I would add on with time. All right, so tip number 4, and something that if I have the chance I will still do now today, is to do internships or apprenticeships depending on the country you are and depending on the area of fashion you want to focus on. What internships will really do for you is put you in a real life setting of a fashion business, whether it's like a small business like mine or like a big established brand, and you really get to see the full process of fashion design. So from the initial sketch to making the patterns, making the tech packs, everything. And once you experience that full process, you get to decide for yourself. Either you want to, you know, run your own brand and do everything, or you just want to focus on maybe being a seamstress or being a garment tech or being an illustrator or being someone who works in marketing, someone who has the social media. Because fashion design and running a fashion brand or like being like a fashion creative is just more than making clothes. There's a lot of work that actually goes into marketing the clothes, selling the clothes, promoting the clothes, outside of just having the cloth ready. There is so much more that you have to consider and so much more that you have to do. Last and certainly not least is a shift in your mindset. Now the shift I would really like you to think about it, to consider, is to take progress over perfection. I'm not a perfectionist, thankfully, but I know people who are perfectionists and would want to have everything perfect before they put it out there, perfect before they tell anybody about it, perfect before they feel proud about their work. But I actually believe progress, so you getting from point A to point B, is more important than getting that point A perfectly. That is just what I think, and I've seen that that works for me, and it helps me actually move forward in my career, make progress in my life. And I just thought to share that. Maybe to help someone. I don't know if it will help everyone. I don't know if that tactic would work for everyone, but I've just observed that rather than killing yourself upon getting one particular thing perfect, you know, try it out. If it doesn't work, if you don't nail it on the first try, try again. Don't just stop on that first trial because you did not get it perfectly. If it did not work, if the seams were not A++ perfection that first time, you know, step away from it and try again another day. And maybe on your third or your fourth try, you will get it right. That progress from your first try to your fourth is what I consider progress, rather than sticking on point A where you're like, I must get it on day one. Maybe on that day one, you had not fully understood, I don't know, maybe the way the fabric worked, or you didn't have the machine settings right. There are all these other factors that you might have not seen on day one that maybe when you come back on day 3 or day 4, you would actually notice, and that would help you get your breakthrough. So progress over perfection. I feel like I should actually put that on a t-shirt or something, and I just wear it walking around and just show it to everyone that sees me. I hope you guys have found this video useful and helpful to watch. Let me know your feedback, thoughts and ideas down below. As usual, let me know which other area in the fashion business series you'd like me to cover, which designer you would like me to meet up with and interview. please, somebody in the UK, I cannot go abroad right now, but like if it's a black owned brand, if it's a black creative, it's a person of color, or anyone else who you think would be fun to have on the channel for an interview, let me know in the comment section down below. I might possibly make that happen. If you have any other suggestions or ideas, feel free to share in the comment section as well. Leave your questions and we can have a healthy discussion too. Until my next video, thank you so much for watching and have a good morning, afternoon and evening wherever you are. Bye.